G'day guys, it's Brendan from Messages from the Ordinary Man. Perfect opportunity. I'm with a doctor. See, this is the irony, mate. I should say. So far, I've had a miner, an underground miner. I've had a lady who takes care of special needs, high energy special needs.
Yeah.
I've had a lady that actually has had 20 cancers on the face, skin cancers.
Oh.
I've had what else was there? And I had two DJs from Greens. Absolutely hilarious podcast that was. So today, firstly, as you know, my name is Brendan. Your name is
James.
And James is a doctor here at Burnie, and we were talking about the stuff. He had a look and he goes, "Oh," I said, "Hey, you want to be on the podcast?" And he goes, "Yes." So I always start off with this. Obviously, you've been a doctor. How long have you been a doctor for?
About 16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a lot that goes into being a doctor.
Yep.
So you do what, 6, and then you do your residency, is that correct?
Yeah, so you do 6 years medical. Well, it depends, 4 to 6 years depending where you go. Medical school.
Yep.
Then you have to do your internship. You do your residency, which is another year, and then depending on what you want to do, you either do another year of residency and then a registrar, or you go straight onto a registrar program. And that depends whether you want to do GPs. They're registrars. I think they do 3 years of GP training. If you want to do other things like surgery or
surgical, that's
obviously 6 years. 6 years, and then and then some people then go and do a fellowship for a year or 2.
Okay. So what are you classified?
I'm an obs and gynae.
Oh, okay.
So, deliver babies and sort of hysterectomies and stuff. So.
Holy snikey! So you've seen the best and the worst situations that people have to offer.
Yeah, it's usually pretty good, but you do get some pretty ordinary situations.
Well,
sad things,
I sadly lost my first daughter Hope at 23 weeks.
Oh no.
And
that's tough.
And then my second daughter, Georgia May, she was born at 24 weeks.
Oh wow.
She was 1,000 grams.
That's pretty good for 24 weeks.
And the only thing that was a challenge is her eyes.
Oh yeah, the retinopathy.
Yeah. So, but other than that, with glasses, she's perfectly fine.
Yeah, no,
but I
amazing.
mean, it was from what I always said, it was the best example of learning to be a father when you're at 87 days in a neonatal intensive care unit.
It's very stressful.
And you get to meet all the nurses. They teach you everything, how to change nappies, kangaroo cuddles, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm with you. Oh, we don't want to get run over by a dill pickle.
No, they're amazing. They do an amazing job. But it's that's 24 weeks is very early.
Yes.
That's tough. But it's good that she's going well.
Yes. So the great part is obviously she's now an adult and responsible, doing her own thing, and that's great. But what you guys do is absolutely unbelievable. And the sad part is, life is life.
Yeah.
And sometimes sad things happen.
Oh yeah, we see it all the time.
And you know that would be so. Okay, well the question then is how do you handle grief like that?
Well, I think you get a bit immune to stuff. You're not like 100% immune, but you learn to sort of put it like to the side and just deal with the thing at the time. As in, you can't let like emotions get in the way of you doing your job. And it doesn't mean you become a robot. I mean, some people do, but I try not to be.
Yep.
But if you just try and sort of focus on like, I've got to do the job now, I've got to do whatever the thing is to, look after the mum or look after the baby or both.
Yep. So have you ever had situations where the baby survived and the mum hasn't?
I have had one situation like that many years ago where the lady had delivered the baby and then she had a thing called an amniotic fluid embolus, which is where some of the amniotic fluid goes into her
system,
into her lungs basically, and then it's very hard to get out. Low survival rate for that, and she basically just had a massive heart attack, and she literally just delivered the baby and she died. So that was pretty confronting because there's nothing you can really do to prevent it.
So how did I know this is going back a while, but how did the husband react to something like that?
I think he just didn't. It was just like shocking. I remember walking out of the hospital. We ended up staying back. I was supposed to finish at maybe 10 o'clock at night or something. I think I was there till about 1 or 2 in the morning. And I walked out, and he was out the front, down by the steps, having a cigarette, as you would be.
He'd be smoking the whole pack at once.
Yeah. And I just said, "I'm sorry." I didn't know what to say to him because I'm like, what do you say to someone that's happened to? Like, obviously, I mean, he's probably going to be trauma. The
anger he'd have,
Well, I think he's just the shock of it. Like, because the thing is, it's not like it's anything.
And it's not your fault.
No. It's one of these things that just happens. Which is the scary thing about it, and it's the sad thing about it because it's not like anyone did anything wrong. It's not like she did anything wrong. It's not like the doctors or the midwives did anything wrong. It's just happened.
That happened.
And you can't really do a lot about it. And we did everything we could trying to resuscitate her and stuff, but she was dead. And this poor bloke was just you know, what do you say to someone like this?
So he's got this blessing in a child.
Oh yeah.
And sadness that he's just lost his wife.
Yeah. So
that would be
a child that's half his wife.
Yeah.
And then he's literally from probably one of the most joyous moments in his life, having a baby, his first baby, and then suddenly his wife, literally, I'm not joking, like literally probably a minute or two after the baby was born, like she literally turned to the guy and said, "Is it a boy or a girl?" And then she had this thing that she ended up dying. Well,
guys, we're just going to take a little quick break here for 1 second, and we're going to be right back. So just hold on 2 seconds. We'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. Hey, guys, we're back here. Okay, so that would have been tense.
Yeah, that was one I remember. Like, I've seen a few sad things and stuff, but that was the one where I was really like, that's pretty, because it just came out of nowhere.
Nowhere, yeah.
And this lady was, you know, didn't really have anything wrong with her or anything, and then.
So you actually dealt with her prior?
No, I'd never met her.
No,
I was literally I was a junior obs and gynae doctor.
Yep.
And I was on with one of the more senior guys and a sort of slightly more senior than me, like a junior registrar and then a senior fellow.
Yep.
And I had we were doing a section, it was just near the handover time at, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night or something. And they said, oh, you can just finish up closing, you know, doing the skin on the section or whatever. And we'll go and do a delivery on this other lady who needs a delivery. So they went to do a delivery with some forceps and the lady had to come out.
Yep.
And
would they have the cone head?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you've got to suck them out.
Well, that's what they had to get this baby out, because she'd been pushing for a while and the baby was getting unhappy. So, anyhow, they went and did it. It was all straightforward, like textbook delivery.
Yep.
And then next thing, I'm like in theatre, and then I think I was just walking out of theatre. One of the midwives said, "There's a code, whatever is blue, or whatever they call it, in room, whatever it was." And I thought she was like joking. I thought she was playing, because she was a bit of a joker, and I thought she was having a joke on me because she knew I was about to go home. Yeah, and she goes, "No, there is." And then I remember walking and just seeing the senior guy
going for it,
doing CPR on this, and then all the buttons were going off, and then we had people from intensive care and ED and anaesthetics, and
so that's when people come from everywhere.
It's an arrest.
So the next question is, because your wife's also a doctor, and right now she's in emergency in Launceston.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and I know I was talking to you for a little while before we started. So, what's it like? Well, firstly, obviously your conversations at dinner times will be interesting.
Yeah.
You know, with some of the things that she's had to pull out of people at certain spots. Let's be honest. I'm quite sure there's a box with toys and stuff where you've gone, oh, that didn't come out of that, did they?
I've never had to do it. Actually, I've had things that we've found in people. But I don't think she's ever mentioned it. I'm sure she has seen things, but she's seen things where, you know, people have knives in their head and stuff like that. So,
oh, serious?
Oh yeah, because she worked in South Africa, so it's kind of one of those, you know, they see
like knives.
Oh yeah, totally. But one of my best mates, actually, when he was a surgical reg, he had a guy in a regional hospital, and the guy he was a young bloke, and he had put something up his, you know,
of his clackadacca,
clackadacca, and I think it was a thing that had batteries in it and stuff. Anyhow,
oh no!
Yeah, anyhow, but then it got stuck, like it went right in, so he couldn't get it out, like, because once it goes in, it's
that's it.
You can't get your hand up.
There's no out hole.
So he had to come in, and then my mate's, oh yeah, here we go, righto, whatever. And he starts asking me, and then this is back in the day when he was a bit more junior, when he probably asked everyone about, you know, what their job is and stuff, rather than just go, okay, you need to go to theatre, we'll do it.
Yep.
And the guy said he's a banana farmer.
Yeah, he's got something more than a banana up there.
He had a bit of a battery-powered banana up there. So, but I've never had to do that. But
well, can I tell you something funny?
Yeah.
I had one of the nurses that's on contract has come into Burnie, and I said, "Have you ever seen a situation?" He goes, "Mate, I had a situation." He goes, "I had a situation where this bloke came in and he wasn't sitting down, and we said, mate, you gotta have a seat." He goes, "I can't have a seat." He goes,
"Oh no, yeah,
oh no,
it happens all the time."
And he goes, "Okay, mate." He goes, "What's up there?" And he goes, "Can we go to a place that's private so I could discuss this?" So he pulls to the side. He goes, "What's in there?" He goes, "Well, we've got an LED light bulb."
Oh yeah, that's a big thing.
And he goes, "I wanted to see if my ass would glow." That was on fair dinkum. And I said, "How the hell did you get it out?" He goes, "Oh, big forceps." I'm going, what?
You gotta be careful, because if that thing smashes.
Yeah, LED, yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, no, people, light globes are popular.
But why?
Some people get a bit of, some people are like on drugs and sort of don't know what the hell they're doing. You go, it's a good idea to stick something up my bum.
Oh my god! And this is the stuff that you guys deal with.
Yeah, well, I've had a few patients that have been doing things with little toys and stuff, get a bit carried away. Because obviously,
it's the pleasure centre.
Yeah, we're doing the gynae stuff. And I've seen ones where, I remember one time, I wasn't here, it was in a hospital somewhere else. And the lady and this bloke were playing around with some toy, and it was one of these Japanese things. And the Japanese ones are all these. So it goes like that in and out like a piston, but then it also has this sort of like rotating head. Yeah. But the rotating head bit broke off.
Oh!
And then there's this piston thing. Anyway, she ended up with putting a hole in the sort of top and back of her vagina, which then opens up into her abdominal cavity, pelvic cavity. So she needed to have a keyhole surgery
straight away. Yeah.
Yep. And not the funny thing for her, but the irony of it was with some bloke she was having a bit of an affair with.
Oh,
and
shit.
So she had to ring her husband and say, oh yeah, look, and try and explain. I don't know what happened, but yeah, but I've seen all kinds of stuff that people do stick different things up different things. And,
So now that you obviously if you and your wife are both doctors, because the thing is you'd be seeing a lot of, you both have obviously funny stories and a lot of things that you see, but obviously because you're in Burnie and she's in Launceston, that makes it obviously difficult for your relationship. How do you keep your relationship so solid?
We obviously talk a lot.
Yeah.
We can always phone calls, not hard to do. And then when we are together, we try and just make the most of it and do lots of stuff, and go on road trips, or we're going on holidays in a couple of months, and just stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not forever either. It's kind of one of those things where it's just because she needs to do that to get her all the registration stuff done.
And see, the good part, and the reason why I asked that question is obviously you're both professionals in a high stress environment, because life and death is not easy to deal with, and obviously you need your support structure, and for you it's obviously your wife, and for your wife it's you. 100%. So I think the hard part is since you're in two different locations, like we were talking before, having that communication together is so important, and obviously when you are together, it's exciting, it's fun, it's like a new relationship. That's feeling.
I think we enjoy our time together even more because we don't see each other that often. But I think I'm pretty sort of, not that I don't get stressed or that I don't get whatever, like it's not like I'm some sort of robot, but I actually find it's very odd. I don't think I'm not naturally an anxious person, but I don't think I'm naturally like a non-anxious person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I kind of find I've been doing it for so long that I kind of almost I don't really get that stressed by stuff when you actually think about it, you go, shit, like that.
So it's like what they call in the army control chaos.
Yeah.
You have to be the calm. So that all your men understand that because a lot of people look to guidance to their superiors. So if it's in control chaos and you're calm, all your staff will be calm too.
100%.
But at the moment that you're in like stressing, that's when they really start to lose their minds.
Yeah, the thing is, if you go into a situation, say like you're talking about an obstetrics thing, you go in and you're clearly panicked and a bit out of control. You don't know what even if you don't know what you're doing,
you have to show. You don't let that on.
It doesn't mean be cocky or be like too confident.
Yeah.
It just means stay calm and just focus and just think about stuff. Because as soon as you start getting too stressed and stuff, you make stupid decisions. People pick up on that really quick, and the patients pick up on it.
And there's nothing wrong with stopping for a second and evaluating.
That's what I say.
That's the smartest move that you can have. Stop, evaluate, and if something's not right, there's always never any problem getting a second opinion.
No. And the other thing is, sometimes you go into these situations, you get called in because you're the most senior person in the hospital for that particular area, and you get called in, and it's just a bit of chaos. And this is not just here; it's anywhere. And you get and people are all panicked because they're all like, oh. And sometimes you actually need to say, guys,
breathe.
Everyone just calm down. Right, what's going on? And sometimes they just need someone to take the lead. And be like, right, we're going to sort this out. Because if you have all different people, and even when we do our sort of training scenarios for things, they show that if you have someone, they don't know who the leader is, and it's not about me being, I'm superior or anything. It's literally just about someone taking control of the situation and saying, you do this, you do that, I'll do this. What's the situation? And it's amazing when you watch these people when they do the training scenarios. When they first do it, everyone's all over the shop. And then once they've then gone and looked back on videos, people go, shit, we were all over the shop. And then when they go and actually then do a second run and a third run, you can see how much better things run.
Traditionally, when the one person says, everyone stop and breathe.
Oh yeah.
That's the moment, and people will traditionally look.
And
they'll look, And that's when you go, okay,
Oh yeah.
we need to regroup here. This is what we're about to do. Bang, A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Yep.
And you automatically get each person into one target or one goal.
Yep.
And that way, that all they're focused on is that objective.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that way, you are becoming the instrument for each person as the part of the cog to get that get that instrument moving.
And part of the skill of being that person that's taking the lead is you have to identify what someone might be useful at doing. So you have to go, right, who we got? We've got a very junior, say a midwife. You go, what can you do the scribing? Can you like take notes of times and things? Then you have someone, like a doctor who's a bit more junior, but it's good putting drips in. So you just have to allocate tasks. But the problem is when you have no one taking control, it's just all over the shop. And they go, oh, have you done this? I haven't done that. So it's really like the biggest thing in medicine, I think, whether it's in the doctors and nurses and midwives communicating or the patients, it's communication.
Yep.
That's the thing. When things go wrong, like 9 times out of 10, it's not because someone did something wrong. It's because the communication was suboptimal. That's the thing.
Well, firstly, mate, I just want to appreciate what you guys do for a crust.
Thank you.
I think we always thank people's service for the police, fire, and ambulance. But without you guys, mate, we're really screwed.
Well,
and the same thing with the nurses.
I was going to say.
You've got, when you look at a hospital, you've got the doctors, the nurses, you've got the administration, because without them,
everyone.
you've even got the cleaners.
I was about to say even to the cleaners,
cafeterias,
it has to work together.
The orderlies.
Yep.
I mean, it's a well-oiled machine that you guys deal rain, hail, shine on a daily basis. And you'd be seeing a lot of new people coming in, and those people have to quickly assimilate to what is needed.
Yep, fit into the culture, because every hospital has a different culture. And slightly different ways of doing things, and that's the hardest bit when you go and work in a new hospital, is just working out how things are done and who's who in the zoo.
Say that again?
Who's who in the zoo.
Well, once again, on behalf of myself and my family, we want to thank you for your service and what you do. Other than that, guys, great chat here. Remember, like, subscribe, call us, comment, just tell your friends. We're just here to help people and have fun. Other than that, you want to say hi to your wife?
Hey, Lisa.
And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.